You're leading well, you're preaching, you're doing everything you know to do. But deep down, it still feels like something's off. You're tired, not just in your body, but in your soul. And you keep telling yourself to push through. But what if the answer isn't more effort? What if it's a few quiet shifts that change everything? Hey, I'm Shawn. I work with pastors who are doing their best to lead well, love their people, and not lose themselves in the process. If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone. I've been there. After coaching pastors in all kinds of churches, I've started noticing a pattern. There are 4 shifts, not big programs, not dramatic changes, just intentional shifts that help you breathe again, help lead with peace instead of pressure, multiply instead of carry. So if you've been feeling the weight, let's unpack these shifts together. Let's start with the first shift. It's something I see in almost every pastor I work with, this quiet cycle that starts with love but so often ends in burnout. Maybe you've felt it too. Shift number 1, preventing the burnout cycle. Most pastors I meet aren't trying to control everything. They're just trying to protect what matters most. They love their people, they love the mission, so they hold it all because they care. But here's what happens. You care, you control, you do everything, you burn out. And still no one else in the church is growing. I remember working with a pastor who approved every bulletin, every flyer, every slide, even the youth group snacks, and he was preaching 3 times a week. He wasn't trying to be controlling, he just didn't trust the process. That's when burnout creeps in, not from laziness, but from love without structure. The shift here isn't stepping away, it's learning how to release intentionally. But then comes that quiet question, if I'm not the one doing it, who will? Now that leads us to the second shift, one that's less about what you're letting go of and more about who you're inviting in. Shift number 2, preventing leadership stagnation. Sometimes the hardest part isn't the work, it's finding the right people to trust with it. I get it. You've probably been burned in the past, or maybe you've just looked around and thought, I don't even know who's ready. We wait for obvious leaders, but real leadership potential is often quiet and looks like faithfulness, humility, consistency. Here's something you can try. Write down 3 qualities you want to see in a future leader. For me, it's spiritual hunger, teachability, and follow through. Once you list them, begin to look for them. You'll start noticing them in people you didn't expect. Once you find someone with those qualities, the issue then becomes time. You want to invest, but your schedule's already full. I get it. But real growth doesn't happen in meetings, it happens across the table. What if you just blocked off 2 coffee meetings this month? Nothing big, just space to ask, how's your soul? Once we identify someone and we begin meeting with them, we run into the issue of no clear leadership path. People want to help, but they don't know how to begin. So let's make it simple. Volunteer, helper, leader. 3 steps, clear, doable. It's not about building a system, it's about opening a door. And once you start seeing people come through that door, you'll probably start feeling that old tension again. How much do I hand over? What if it doesn't get done the way I'd do it? And that's real. And that's where the third shift comes in. Shift number 3, preventing the delegation dilemma. You've built this ministry, you've poured your heart into this ministry, so giving part of it away feels risky. So the idea of handing part of it over, even a little, can feel scary. And if you've ever thought, what if they don't do it the way I would? Or worse, what if they drop it completely? You're not alone. But you don't have to give away everything at first. Just give away something. Start small. Let someone lead prayer. Run an event. Read announcements. And as they do, be clear. Don't just say, lead this. Say, here's what success looks like. Even write it down. Then check in. Not to micromanage, but to support. Ask, how can I help you win? And if you want to multiply your heart, not just your hands, find one person who gets your vision. Someone who sees your heart, who understands why you do what you do, and invest in them. Let them become your leader producer. You don't have to lead everyone, just lead the one who can lead the rest. And when you start releasing even just a little, you begin to feel something you may have forgotten: breathing room. But for that space to last, you need more than moments. You need a process. And that's what this last shift is about. Shift number 4, preventing pipeline clogging. You don't need a massive leadership program. You need a sustainable leadership process. Small enough to start, strong enough to grow. Start with 1 page. Seriously, just one. Write down how you do what you do, how you prep for Sunday, how you follow up, how you run prayer teams, how you welcome people. It's not a manual, it's a map. Then invite seasoned leaders to walk with someone new. Let leadership grow sideways, not from top down. And finally, create space to listen. Once a quarter, grab coffee with your leaders. Ask them, what's going well? Where do you feel stuck? How can I support you? Simple questions that build trust and lighten the load. I know this isn't easy. You love deeply, you give sacrificially, and that's beautiful, but you don't have to carry all of it. You were never called to do it alone. You were called to equip the saints, and I promise you're doing better than you think. If this spoke to you, just type leadership help in the comments. I'll send you a free template to help you start delegating with more peace and less pressure. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I create videos like this to help churches grow. I invite you to watch this video next, where I explain the 5 biggest things the church is facing right now. See you there.